Hold on. There's Kim. Kim. There you go, Kim. I'm running a few minutes behind, but we still have our whole hour. I don't see you yet. Oh, you got it. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm so good. I'm just nervous.
I know. Okay. Well, don't be nervous. It's just me. We have a whole hour. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry. I have, so me and my husband, we deal with, we live in the middle of nowhere essentially, and I have 3 different internet lines. I have 2 main ones that I have for work, and we have regular, and then we have a satellite internet. And like right now, my line, because essentially they had to run this cord all the way across 40 acres because they don't have fiber out here yet. And so it gets really congested. And so mine just decided not work. So I had to go set my satellite internet out, wait for it to load up. And so that's what was going on. So I apologize on that.
I
So
used to live in Tyler, so I fully understand.
oh, you understand.
I live in
Yes. Okay.
Galveston right now.
Oh, so we switch a pood. Where are you at? My
Yeah.
sister was living on Avenue P and a half. Where are you at down there?
I'm over by the Walmart on 69th.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I know exactly where you're at. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. I don't oh, but you live in a newer home? Is it newer
No,
then?
it's an old apartment. We
Oh,
haven't
it's an
got to
old
buy our house
apartment.
yet. Like we
Oh.
I moved here 2 years ago for a job after I
Yeah.
finished school, and I had a car accident my second week here, totaled my car. My family didn't get to move down as soon as we hoped from Dallas. So things haven't gone the way they were supposed to. My health has gotten really, really bad since moving here. So
Yeah. Are you
we're
moving back?
no, we're looking for a house or
Are you?
wherever things put us. Like
Okay.
we're
Yeah.
my me and my husband met in the army. So I'm from
Hell yeah.
Maryland. He's from New
Yeah.
Mexico. So we yeah.
I like it. I like it. Oh, well, my sister, they've just bought a home. They were living, they just sold theirs, so they're getting out at the end of this week, and they're moving from P and a half, and they're moving up to Del Mar. So like Lamarck behind the
Hmm.
Buc-ee's right over
Yeah.
there. Yeah. And so because the
Everybody
last
lives over there.
oh, I know. She was like, why don't you come see me? And it's a sea of homes. And it's
That's what I
I know.
don't want. That's what I don't want. Like I moved here because I'm from Maryland and I lived by the ocean, and it was the closest
Yeah.
thing I could get to living near my husband's family in Houston.
Yeah.
Um, but being near them hasn't turned into what we thought either. So we're kind of just whatever I find out today, whatever I find out, we're going with
Yeah.
it. Like,
Okay. Okay. Absolutely. Well, here's just another option, just FYI. I mean, I don't know, what you do, where you're going, or what your husband does, but another
mhm.
place that I used to live that was really cool if you wanted to by the beach was Biloxi, Mississippi.
I
Um,
never thought of that.
no, okay, so number one, it is beautiful. It is
It
white
is.
sand beaches. It is like right on the tip, right before you hit the blue waters of Florida, but it's like a
Hmm.
little hideaway. It's still super cheap. Everybody's really cool. I lived there for about 4.5 years because we were Air Force, so we were stationed at the
Yeah.
military base over there. And my aunt lives over there, so I've been going there all my life. And I almost moved there, but the insurance that they wanted for the house that we were going to buy just became absorbed in it because there was a hurricane that had
Yeah.
just hit like right in between trying to sign papers, and so it just didn't go through. And so now I live up here in East Texas. So
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't a fan of Tyler when we lived there, but we moved there for a job after the military. It was kind of a stopping point. I was like, I need more than the road to roll up at 9 p.m. But now my health has gotten really bad, so I wouldn't care at the same time.
yes, yes. Okay, well, let's go and we'll talk about that. We'll feel around. Yeah, my cousin lived in Tyler for a long time, but she lived on the outskirts and they lived by the lake. And so we'd go up there. But man, I
Yeah.
go in there to go to, Home Depot or, stuff like that but the roads are trashy, the people are nice, but like there's nothing popping off in there either.
No,
So
nothing to do, really. No.
no, I'm right there with you. So just hang out with me. Let me kind of feel around. It's also
Yes, ma'am.
interesting, just FYI. So today when I woke up, I was laying in bed because I had a chronic pain day today. It was pretty nasty
Hmm.
this morning when I got up
I
because of my
woke up like
illness.
that too. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I just laid there for like 45 minutes and my husband's like, you
Hmm.
want coffee? I go, yes. And the first thing that came on my TikTok page was actually somebody saying, look how, I'll see if I can even find the video. It says, look how magical Maryland is now. And so it was her walking through the forest of Maryland. I only had like 2 likes on it, so I liked it and I said, yes, it was beautiful. But that was the first video. I only saw like 5 of them. But that's
You
why when
don't
you
want
said
to know what was
Maryland,
coming through on my spirit box last night at like 3 a.m.
really? Why? What was happening? Tell me.
A bunch of the people I sent you names.
Yeah.
Your name came through,
Oh, that's
medium.
cool.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
whole bunch of things. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go, guys. Let's
Uh-huh.
do it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it is. It is the thing. So just hang out with me. Let me go ahead and turn on mine too. You know, I like to have mine on at the same time sometimes. Hold on. Interesting. Who's that? Who's that? Okay. Uh, hold on. What do you mean by that? And I'll tell you how I do this. I'm just kind of getting the lay of the land right now. Son.
Yeah.
Whose son died? Did somebody's son die?
Hmm.
Oh, it said protect. Oh, how interesting. Is it your son?
No, it's not my
Whose
son.
son yeah, it doesn't feel like yours. Whose son is
It's
that?
it's my cousin's son.
That's why.
And
Okay.
I
Okay.
and I've been begging for something to come through on him because of the way
Mm-hmm.
he passed. So
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, boom, like right off the bat. So just stay with me. Hold on. Why? Hold. Where are you? Hmm. So I'll tell you how I do this while I'm feeling around. So number one, obviously it's just me. I'm gonna have my pen, I'm gonna have my notepad. I'm gonna blur my brain out and only focus on the nothingness, which is my curtain over there. Um, and not really looking at anything, just kind of like feeling around in my brain. The next thing is when they talk, how do they talk? Well, I have to figure out what vibration they're in. So like what level they're in. Once you get on that level, then you can essentially figure out how they want to communicate. The first way is that they can learn how to talk in feelings. They'll come through and they'll give me all these different feelings. Like, you know, maybe they'll pull up what it was like when I took my dad off life support. So I'll say, did you take this person off life support? You know, or were they obsessed with cookie dough ice cream? They'll make me taste what it was like, what it was to have cookie dough ice cream, right? The other thing is that they will talk by putting me in a situation that could have happened to them or you or will happen to you by taking my own memories and my own experiences. Now, if I haven't seen it or done it, they won't be able to pull it out of my brain. Okay. So
yeah.
like if somebody had, you know, if somebody had a crazy trip to Dubai and they died on in like the Burj Khalifa, I will probably get, were they out of town and they died in a big building, you know, because I've never been
Yeah.
there before. Okay.
Right.
So just some people are just like, well, why didn't you get that they were in Saudi Arabia? I'm like, I've never been into Saudi Arabia. Like, I have no idea. And then the last 2 things are that they'll try to talk to me only in signs and symbols. So they'll give me
Hmm.
something maybe like a pineapple. That means they're from Florida. And then really the last one is that they will just come in and they will just talk. Sometimes they'll just say words. So I have to figure out which one it is, and then we'll go from there. And you know, all that you really need to do is just tell me, heck yeah, Amy, that makes sense, or no, it doesn't. There's a lot of confusion around his passing, not necessarily like how or anything like that, but just the, I guess maybe just the blatant, like, holy shit, it happened. So it like just came
Why?
out of absolutely nowhere. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. They're showing chickens running around with their head cut off. What does that mean? Running around with a chicken with your head cut off. Okay. So
That's
that's
like
what
a
that means.
saying my family says all the time. My husband hates it. I say it all the time. And it just like
Really?
we say it when we're just like there's so much going on. There's just like we're going crazy. Like we're just going
I
around like a
chicken with your head. Yeah, okay. I haven't heard that in a really long time. And so they just showed me white little chickens with their heads cut off. And I was like, oh, okay. And
okay.
okay, interesting thing. And they're talking about how, why? Hold on. Did mom end up finding him? Who's the person that, who's the woman that found him?
construction workers found him, but his mom had to identify him.
His mom. Okay. He goes like this. He's like, Mom, Mom. And she's like, Mom is looking at me. Mom is looking at me. And he's disappointed about Mom looking at him. And why, God. God, there was so much potential in this kid. So much
God,
fucking
yes.
potential. That's what he
He
just
was a
said. He
genius.
goes like, that's what he said. He goes like this. He said, I could have the whole world at my fingertips. And I was like, really? I was like, and I think that the disappointment the most is like that shooting star, coming down and like splattering on the ground. He says that, tell me, why, where, on who, where are you going with that? Interesting. Had he been with like, oh, there's a feeling of friends somehow in this, but I don't think that he was with friends at that point. But maybe he was like talking to these. Do you know if he was messaging like three separate people that night, or do you know if they were like texting three separate people?
He sent a family group chat to his
Mm,
mom, dad, and brother right
three.
before.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He goes like this. He says, or group, three separate communication, talking. And I go, oh, okay. And he says that they weren't a part of it. They were on the fringes. I said, okay. And he says that, tell me why. Good job, bud. He just keeps
I'm
saying, I
really,
don't know. I don't know. I
I'm
don't
really
know.
shocked because I expected him to be lower.
No, he's not necessarily high. Let me tell you that. He's not necessarily high, but I'm used to talking to people
Okay.
a little bit lower. Like this is where I usually start and then I'll go
Okay.
up from there. There was a woman that showed up earlier. She was higher vibration. And the way that he felt, it automatically shifts me down. The way he felt. He came in, he said sun automatically, and I was like, you have something you want to talk about. So that means middle vibration.
I even
Tell
texted his
me.
mom last night. I was like, is there anything you want me to ask? And she's like, no, just tell him I
Oh,
miss him and I love him and tell everybody I miss him and love him. But
yeah,
that she's
yeah.
like, I don't really have anything to ask, just anything. I'm gonna like when you send me the video, I'm gonna send it to her too. So
Good, 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 good. Hold on. Tell me, we just have to work with him. Interesting. A Brian popped up. I know his name is not Brian, but
mm-mm, I don't.
no, you don't know Brian. My husband's best friend that died is named Brian. I've never gotten
Okay.
him before. Interesting, weird. His birthday was yesterday, so maybe that could be a reason why. Hold on, stay with me. Hold on, come here, bud.
Brian, pause for a second. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, we're calling them all in right now. What is going on? Did he end up? Oh, weird. He puts a lot of pressure on his head and his neck.
Mm,
Hold on. Why? Weird. Did he like do this in like near a home that was being constructed or something?
uh, I think it was more like a shopping center, but a construction site. Yeah.
Oh, it was an actual construction site. Okay, yeah. He
Yeah.
shows me metal beams. He shows me wood beams. He shows me open walls. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, okay. And he's showing me shelter. And I go, interesting. And he's talking about how, um, tell me, walk me through that. Wow. Hold on. Where? Do we know if we found like a little, like, how did you get that? Do you know if he had like cough medicine or something before this? Or if there was something that
He
made
took
him
over the
go,
counter sleeping pills.
sleeping pills. Oh, I've never had that before. He goes like this. He says, woo. And I said, what did you do? What is this? And he says, you can get it from Walgreens. And he
Yep, he
says
went
that
to Walgreens and bought it.
oh, he went to Walgreens. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah. And he's talking about how anybody can get this. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's talking about how he just keeps showing himself like this and it's being blue like that over and over and over again. So did he end up like overdosing and constricting his breathing from these sleeping pills? Is that just it?
He committed suicide.
Yeah. That's all he shows me. That's all he shows me. But he did not shoot himself. So he did something. He just went and took, yeah, yeah. He's just talking about how he's blue and all his blood is in his body. And I go, oh, okay. And I've never had somebody do that before, FYI. This is a whole new area for me. And he says that, why? Why? Somebody told him to go kill himself.
Oh, I don't know that part. I
Somebody, and
there
hold
there
on.
were a
Yeah,
lot of
somebody.
theories, but none of us really know.
Really? He goes like this. I said, what is this? He says he's talking about a single person. I mean, we don't need to blame that person, right? Kids say the
Hmm.
stupidest things all the time.
Right,
But
absolutely.
but he says like I fell into the trap. I said, why did you do this? He said he was happy, but he was melancholy. And I said, what did you have going wrong in your life? And he said, no, nothing really. And he's talking about like the single, it's a guy, weird, not a girl, which usually is the other thing. And he says that maybe it was like a friend that was picking on him or just told him maybe he like broke with a friend or something. And hold on. And so he was still living at mom's house when this happened?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. I said, what did you do? He was like, after I died, I went home. And then he shows me headphones. So this means like gaming or something. And he's talking about going back home and putting on his headphones. And he's
He
talking
was
about
the
hanging
biggest
out.
gamer.
Was he? Yeah, he just showed me Turtle Beach, which is just a big gaming thing back when I was in like
Hmm.
2006. But and he says that he went home and he was playing his video games. And it was like he never even knew that he had crossed over. And why? No, you didn't. How? What did it say? What did it say? Yeah, he's here. I think he's been with me. I got a weird feeling before I came in here and while I was doing that. So I bet it was here. Can you tell me
I
about you?
haven't wanted to watch any lives because I was scared to like try to pull information that you were
Uh-huh.
saying. So I was
Uh-huh.
like, I'm keeping my distance till we have our appointment.
Good job. Good. That is a thing. That is a thing, by the way. And tell me what happened. Where was this at? When? Mm, mm. This I may get wrong depending on where he was living at, just because he's making the climate feel. Was this like in fall? Did this happen in fall?
November.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Sorry, it was so funny. I was just talking to somebody. I said we should do something in fall. That for me is August,
Some
September.
people say November's fall. Some people consider it winter. So it's
Yeah,
like
well, I'm in Texas. It's fall for me. It's
it's
fall for
fall for
me.
us. Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So he goes like this. He just showed up. I said, "What do you know when this happened?" And he puts on a long sleeve shirt and he's talking about being windy and the leaves are kicking up. And that for me is fall,
Yeah.
right?
It was
And
nasty weather. Yeah.
uh-huh. And he says like he couldn't believe that he did it. And he says that, why? What do you want? Is there there's not a sister attached to him, right? Who's the girl or who would be the other girl that would be a friend like around him a lot?
Some people thought he went to his girlfriend's college in New York when he did it. We
Oh,
couldn't find him for several days.
okay. Okay. He
So
goes like this. He says, and
that's why there
she,
were different theories where what he was
mm,
doing, like nobody knew. So
okay. He says, I love her. I love her. I love her. And he looks down at her. So for me, this means like maybe it's a little sister, but then he says that he's equal to her. So I would have to say maybe he's talking about protecting his girlfriend or wanting to be with her or something. And and they were still dating when he died. Like she found out and they were still kind of talking.
they were talking. I think it was more it was that first year after high school, like everybody had kind of
Mm,
gone their separate ways, different places. Uh,
yeah.
but everyone still talked, but it wasn't the same. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. I go, so what about her? Were you just like grief stricken from her? Did y'all break up? Did you have a terrible breakup? And he goes, no, we were still communicating. And I go, oh, okay. And why? Mm, why did you say that? This happened before COVID?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He said, oh man. I said, did this happen? How long ago this happened? I said 2020. He says, no, fuck COVID. I go, oh, okay. Well, no, that didn't happen during COVID. And it's weird. It's almost like maybe was this like, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get this part right, but was this like 16 or like 15? When?
2016.
Good job, dude. He brought me up. He said when you got a divorce. I got a divorce in 2016. So yeah,
Sir,
that's
watch what you're focusing on.
no, but that's how they use in my head for my timeline. They go through all these big events in my brain, and so that's one of my big events. And he's talking about how that's when that happened, and he says that. Tell me why? Oy vey. I don't know. Hold on. Did she? And so did mom? Wow. The house that they lived in, that was a two-story home,
Uh, Floor and basement, like East Coast
floor and
style.
basement. Oh, okay. Yep. Haven't been to any of those before. He's just talking about how there's double levels and he's talking about
Hmm.
like coming upstairs or something like that. Do you know if the basement is finished then?
Yeah, it has like a
Oh, it
family
is.
room and stuff. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's.
Yeah. So that's a
I think
two-story. Yeah.
if I remember correctly, his room was one of the ones in the basement.
Okay, yeah, he goes like this. He's talking about coming upstairs and coming to talk to his mom in the kitchen. And he's coming upstairs and trying to talk to mom. And he says that did they
He's
end up
always in the kitchen.
yeah, that's what he's just talking about her writing down lists and he's coming up and trying to say hi to her, talk to her. And I I don't know. What does that mean? Does his mom work in like administration or was she doing like I have no idea. Like he just has her making a ton
It's
of
an
lists and
office
notes.
job. I wouldn't say
Yeah,
it's administration, but office, yeah.
office job. Okay, yeah, he just has her sitting there. He puts a black jacket on her and saying that she's like, yep, 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 yep. That for me is like that. And she says that she's very well organized. She must have a lot of Virgo in her somewhere. Because he's
Oh
talking
yeah.
about that. And he why? So do you? Oh, a dog. Okay. Hers. So you have a dog that's gone?
Me?
Yeah.
I have a couple animals that are gone.
Okay, interesting. Sorry, he goes like this. I said, where are you at? He says, I'm here with the dog. I said, oh, whose dog? I said, is it your dog? He says, no, her dog. I said, oh, okay. We'll have to figure out whose dog, like what it is, how old, what kind it is.
Okay.
And he's just talking about sitting here with us. There's also a man that is showing up.
Okay.
Hold on. We'll have to pull him, see if they're on the right vibration together. Tell me, bud. Hold on. Come here. See, this is what prepping does. When you prep, when you focus, it creates a tunnel and it creates an amazing connection. Where?
I was feeling like I wasn't doing so good. I was having anxiety attacks for the past couple hours.
But that's okay. That's good. That's spirit energy. That's what that is. That's making you go,
Okay.
holy shit. Oh my God. And hold on, I want to ask him a couple other things. Why? Do you know why? Hold on. Why? Hmm. He just doesn't have a good reason. There's not a good reason. He's just calling it saying it's a slow decay, but people couldn't notice it. He's talking about how it would be noticed in the little things. And he's talking about how there's like some guy that talked about it with him. It may be a gaming person, that may be where that's coming from, that like mentioned it or put the idea in his head and then he rolled it around and then he went with it. I don't really have a good reason as to why. Hold on.
Yeah.
Why? Hold on. Where? Well, what were you doing? So there's an odd feeling about how he, do you know if they found him like in a weird position, or like where they found him was it seems like he was making his way towards an entrance or something? Do you have any idea?
No, I was just told that they found him in the car that his grandfather had given him behind this construction site.
Behind it. Okay. He goes like this. He's talking about how he was second guessing his decision, but he couldn't drive or he couldn't make it. It was already too late by the time he was second guessing it. Like he was like, I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't
Hmm.
want to. And then it went to shit. And so he's talking about wanting to, but being unable. And I go, oh, okay. And so, yeah, he knew. Um, who? And that, who? Was the grandfather? Was that mom's dad? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. He says, I hope he's not disappointed in me. That's all he said. And I go, well, okay. And I said, who? And he says, mom's dad. I go, oh, okay. And why? He's just wearing a black hoodie, a very long black hoodie, or gray, or dark brown, dark navy blue. Like it's just in that kind of color. It keeps undulating those colors. And he's, why? Hold on. Tell me. Is it his mom's birthday about to be, or is it his that's about to be, or was just like
His was April.
his was April? Okay, okay. He goes like this. He says, "Happy birthday," and he shows a picture of his mom and him hugging. That's it.
That
And I go,
that's the
oh,
picture
oh,
I sent you to.
oh, okay, okay. I'll have to go back and look at that. I'll have to go back and look at that. And he says that, and he says, "Oh, happy birthday." And he says this, and I go, "Okay." And he says, just, or like very quickly. And tell me about you. Who? Hold on. Who is that? Is there a woman with an S name that?
Mm,
Hold on.
She
Hold
didn't
on.
go by the S name, but she has an S name she hated.
Oh, who is that?
My grandmother.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they just showed me a name. He goes, "Oh, and this lady's here." I said, "Who is this?" And they go, they said S, and they did a term like Sarah, and I don't think they called her Wait, is that her
Sarah
name?
Virginia Parker.
Um,
She went by
oh, why?
Virginia. She hated Sarah.
Oh, well, okay. Well, Sarah's here. That's pretty darn accurate. Okay. And he says that he says she's here. So your grandmother's here with him.
I told her she
Um,
better be. I've never had her come through. Never.
Oh, really? Well, they came in
Yeah.
and I think he's helping her. I think she's here with him. I just want to let you know, I think he's a little bit lower, but I don't think he's too incredibly low. And I think the reason for that is because he didn't want to at the end. I think there's a
Even,
kicker with that.
even his psychiatrist was like, he was my last patient I ever thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the reason why is because he didn't want to at the end, and I think it just took him down. So there's, come here, Sarah. How funny. Can you tell me about her? Hold on. Hold on. That's cool. Where? What do you mean? She says, by the what? Hold on. So was Sarah like a stay-at-home mom most of her life?
Hmm.
But she was a toughie? Okay. She
Oh
says, I
yeah.
was out of, I was out of the workforce by the time. I said, are you from the 60s or something? She goes, no, earlier. And I go, oh, okay. And she says, I was already out of the workforce. And I said, okay. And she said, but I did enough at home. And I go, oh, okay. And she's talking about, she has very intense look on her face for some reason.
She worked during
Um,
World War II as in a button factory.
so she was already out of the workforce at that in the 60s because she had done that. Ah, okay. No wonder she's hardened. Yeah, she was talking about being born in, God, I don't know, what, like 22 or something?
Hmm?
When was she born?
Oh, she was born in August, but I can't remember the year. I cannot.
Okay. Okay, it's okay. Think about it later and then let me know. She just puts in that she's a kid in the roaring 20s. And so I'm like,
That
oh,
would
okay.
probably make sense. Yeah.
Okay, okay, I'm okay with that. She tell me, she says, because she says she's old. My dad was born in 1935, so he's like 90
hmm
now. And I was like, well, what do you compare it to him? And then she says that she's older than him. I go,
Around
oh, okay.
around the same age. Yeah.
Yeah.
My family is not like my husband's family. They had children later. My husband's family had children earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
So
I got you.
yeah.
I gotcha. And why? Tell me about you. Hold on. Did you? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, did she end up like getting married to a military guy?
He ended up in the military, yes.
Yeah, she just showed me. She flashed me a photo. She says, "Oh, he was a heartthrob." I said, "What do you mean?" And she showed me, you know how they have like the pictures that look old, but they're like colorized now, and they have like the
hmm
black and white with like the hat and stuff. And she just flashed me that, just the image like that. And she says that, was he? Hold on. I don't know if this is this side or another side. Was somebody like hanging on the Jewish or the Italian descent? Was somebody hanging out with like the dark eyes and like the dark hair with like the bigger nose, the guy?
He's not Jewish or Italian, but he looks like that.
He does. Okay, yeah, that's the only thing I can go by.
hmm
I'm used to, okay, just because they show that and I go, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and they go, "Look how he's exotic." I go, "Oh, he's exotic." Tell me about him. And she, why? Did he? Did he? What? Did like that husband never get a chance to like shake your hand?
Mm-mm.
Oh, as she says. She says, oh, he died, never got a chance to shake her hand or meet her. Oh, but he's around. He's around. I go, oh, okay. And why did he? She's talking about him collapsing. So do we know if he ended up like dying of like a heart attack or something? Or like did he die
Lung
very
cancer.
quickly? Oh, he did. And
One
they
month
couldn't do
bef-
anything about that.
1 month before my first birthday.
Oh, well, that would make sense. Okay, that's why you couldn't. Okay. And she just says, oh, he just collapsed or something, or he died so quickly. And she says that, tell me how. I don't know why you're showing me up there. Life was so much different back then. That's how she's talking. I go, ah, okay. Hold on. Can you tell me why are you holding carrots? Hold on. They didn't have a garden though, because they didn't have that big of a yard or anything like that. She's like, maybe she's just really good at homemaking. So she's like peeling carrots or something like that. She does everything from the house. Um, and
She
tell
gardened
me.
when she always worked in flowers in her yard, but when she was little, she worked in the field with her family.
Ah, so she does. She has, okay, because she says she doesn't have a garden of her own like that. And so it was a
hmm
field thing. Interesting. Do you know if they were like picking peas or something, or what were they doing?
I'm supposed to know, but I can't remember.
You're
Like
okay.
strawberries. I know strawberries
Mm,
was one of them because
mhm.
she got skin cancer when I was in high school, and I had to take care of the spot on the center of her back where her sundress had a cutout. That's the only place she got skin cancer was where that little diamond cutout on her sundress was.
Wow, that's it. Okay, yeah, she's been, I said, what did you do? She goes, oh, we picked them. We picked them. And I said, what do you mean? Because down here it's nothing but sugar cane, you know, and rice
Mm-hmm.
and all that jazz. And she's talking about how they're small. I'm like, maybe it's peas. I don't know. And she says that, tell me why. Did it? What? She's talking about, I guess her death was caused because of a little bit of everything. And do we know if,
Maybe.
like, she says a little bit of this and a little bit of that. She's like shaking spices in my brain. I go, oh, okay. And she says that, do you know if that skin cancer came back again? Or like if it like
We did a couple times before,
Mm,
and then she before she passed, she was in the nursing home and she ended up having surgery and they found something in her stomach, but they never, she was so far
oh,
gone mentally with Alzheimer's that
yeah.
they were like, it would be more traumatic to do the surgery than it would.
To let her go. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Yeah, she's talking about how it made its appearance back, and that's essentially what would have killed her, was like all these different things. And I go, oh, okay. And she, why? Tell me about her. Oh my God. Do you have, oh, a bubble frame, a bubble portrait, bubble.
What's a
Do you
bubble?
have, I don't even know. I don't know yet. That's why I have to re-ask that. Do you have You don't? You don't though. Okay, so there's old pictures, and I have only seen them in like a couple antique stores, but they have it's like the portrait, but then the glass goes like this, and it's from like the 1800s or something like that, or like early 1900s. And she's
Mm-hmm.
showing me that there's like a bubble frame, like with the bubble glass.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't see it in your home. So I have no idea what they're talking about.
I don't,
I don't know.
I didn't get anything when any of my family members passed because we've moved around so much and everything. And my cousin was like, well, eventually when you buy a house or whatever, I'll send you stuff.
I gotcha. I gotcha. So just wait. There may be something like that down the line. I don't know. You'll just have to email me and let me know. But
There's a
she's
bunch of stuff
talking.
I have my eye on in a storage shed, but
Oh,
I don't know what I'm getting.
okay, okay. Well, let me know. This is recorded, and she's just talking about how you'll have all these pictures or like these photos plastered on your wall at some point, like a museum. And I go, oh, okay. And she says, like, it'll be good. And she's talking about how, why? Did you end up Oh, I'm not a doctor. Oh, shit. Did you end up, like, having, like, a disc, like, slip or, like,
My back's messed up.
shift? It is. Okay, okay. They go like this. They show, 2 vertebrae, and they go, and I go, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
So, slip disc, and she's talking about how tell me. But you don't go to physical therapy?
Can't afford it.
That's what she says. She goes like this. I said, so what is she doing right now? She says, oh, it's a joke. I said, well, what do you mean? She says, physical therapy. I go, oh, okay. And she says she doesn't go to it. I said, well, that's okay. And she says that, tell me, how? So was your husband going to be in the reserves? Or like, was he going to be in the reserves, but he got out or like decided not to do that?
Um, Not my husband, but that's a conversation with my son right now.
Oh, okay. Why doesn't he go? Why doesn't he go and do it?
He's active duty right now, and his reenlistment is this summer. And
Mm,
I don't want him to reenlist to stay, even though both of us were. It's just a different time.
yeah.
Um, but
Yeah.
he's like, Mom, I can just go reserves and come home and go to school.
You should. You should. Yeah, they go like this. They're talking about something about the reserves. They're talking about going. They're talking about don't just get out. I don't think that he's going to see hardcore combat. It doesn't feel like that. So I think it'll be okay. But it does feel more beneficial to do that than to not do it at all.
Okay. Okay. I'll
Okay.
tell him.
Yeah, please, please, please. That looks better
I'll
down the
tell him.
line. And tell me.
because
Who?
none of these people got to really meet my kids. So
Oh, well, yeah, they're around him though. They hang out with
yeah,
him. They
for
make
sure
sure,
they are
yeah.
around.
Uh-huh. They make sure that he's okay. And interesting. Wow. That's gonna brighten up your day. And that son does not have a little girl yet, though, correct?
No.
Oh, okay. There's a very cool feeling of you holding, like you're still in all black, but you're holding this little baby that's pink in a pink blanket, which means girl for me. And you go, oh my God, hi. And you like just explode with love. Like it's just a thing. And it feels like it would happen while you're living here or like where you're at. So that means in like the next couple of years. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's marriage or if it's just, a fling. But there's something going on with that. It feels like maybe you get into that. And that would be a first grandkid.
Hmm.
Okay. I said, how many does she have? They go, oh, no, that would be the first. I go, oh, okay. And they're saying that, tell me, yeah, she's around. She's around. I want to name her an A name, like Abigail or Amelia or something interesting like that. I have no idea why. An A name of some sort.
Okay.
Who? Who is she? Who is she? What? Misty. That's weird. Who's an M name? Hold on. Give me a second. Is your middle name with an M?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. What is yours?
Michelle.
Oh, okay. There you go. Good. And they go, oh, and we can take on her name. I said, who? What do you mean? And they go, M. I go, oh, Misty, what? And they go, no, that's hers. I go, okay. And so we can add that in as well. Okay.
Okay.
And they're talking about how they're pretty good right now. Who is that? There's somebody else trying to come in at the same time.
I mean, I have more family on the other side than I do here, so I was
Oh,
worried how this was going to go.
yeah, no, just flow with me. It's good. We're gonna see who pops in. Um, who are you? Who are you? Why? Hmm. Oh, is your is your husband's dad gone?
Mm-mm. Not his
Weird.
dad.
There's a man that feels like a father energy or father figure that just showed up. Um, I don't see anything. I don't see what he looks like or anything like that or even feels. They just said, can you come in and tell this man that I'm proud of him? Can you tell her husband that I'm proud of him?
His
It's
grandfather
weird,
passed.
but was he really close to him though?
He wasn't like super close to anyone. All my husband's family is very distant. They have a different relationship
Sure.
than my side has. So
Mm,
coming into
sure.
this, I even had the conversation with my husband. I don't know much about your family. If
Yeah.
anybody from your family comes through.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So,
There's some gentleman that feels like father figure. That could be, grandfather, that could be dad.
mhm.
And he does feel, not in his 50s, not in his 60s, so a little bit older, but he's just coming in and he essentially says like he rides along with him or like that's his spirit that's with him all the time. And you can hear the voice is a little bit more antiquated. So I would say, yes, a little bit older. So I'd say maybe there's
Probably
somebody.
in the truck that was his. My husband has
Oh,
his truck.
Oh, well, no shit. That's why. Yeah. He's riding around in his car. Yes, that's why he would be there. So that's why he's riding around with him.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm okay with that then. And tell me, come here. How? Is that you with the knee problem?
Yeah, I have a knee problem, and my husband has a knee problem.
You both do. Okay, interesting. They
Yeah.
put a knee brace on, y'all. And I'm like, what? And they're talking about gotta sit down more or don't let it
Mhm.
swell or something like that. And they're talking about being around you with that. And they're saying, tell me, how? Who? there was so it wasn't just a single vehicle accident, there was another car involved
Which
for
accident?
you? For you.
Uh, this time it was only one vehicle, just me and
It,
one other vehicle.
oh, just yeah, another vehicle. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So that's what they're go like this, and like you can't sue them.
I have sued them and I'm just waiting on my check,
Good,
but
good,
it's
good, good.
taking
He goes,
forever.
uh-huh. They showed me Peachtree, which is a thing for like when people, sue when they get their money or whatever it is.
I'm waiting for that money.
That's what exactly what it is. Yeah, he goes like this. He says, "Don't worry, it'll get better." And I said, "What?" And he goes, "Car wreck, other car." I said, "Oh, so it wasn't a single." And he says, "No, it was the other person's fault." And then they go, "Oh, sue them." I said, "Okay." And they said, "Things are coming," or like money is coming. It will get easier. It'll get better.
Okay,
Okay. So just
that's
wait.
a big.
Just wait.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And tell me, who? Hmm. I think you may even hear something by the end of this year, which will be nice. Um, maybe by September, August, September. I'm gonna even say more, maybe in August.
Okay.
Because your grandma's talking about her August birthday, like being a big deal,
Mm-hmm.
being a big time. Tell me about
Always.
her. Hold on. Where? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. She's um did did you and your husband, I know you said you met in the army, y'all ended up like moving or being stationed in separate places too? And
Uh,
you got out?
he got deployed when I got out.
That's why. Okay, okay. She goes like this. She says, "Oh my God, they were star-crossed lovers." I said, "What do you mean by that?" And they go, "Until the military ripped them apart." And I go, "What?" And she goes, "And then they got out, or she got out, or something like that." I go, "Oh, okay." And they say that, tell me, why? Was your husband in charge over there of like sending out or manning the boys for them to go in the field or something? I have no idea. There's too many different jobs over there. Was he like,
he he uh he launched the helicopters that flew
he
over the guys.
launched them?
We we were
Ah.
both helicopter mechanics.
Oh, okay, okay. He goes like this. I said, "So what about him?" I said, "Was he out there? Was he doing all the shooting and stuff?" And they go, "No." And they have him going, "Go, go, 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 go."
Mm-hmm.
And they have him like everybody running. And I go, "Oh, okay, so maybe they're launching that." And they say that like they kept him safe. Tell me about her. Hold on. Who? And you do have a stray cat around you. You do have stray cats over there. Yes, or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
there's a lot of
There's quite
cats
a
in our neighborhood. My two
okay,
cats, my one sneaks out with all the strays.
being a little hoochie.
Oh yes, he is.
Okay, okay, yeah. She goes like this. She says, "Oh, all the stray cats." I said, "What?" And then she's talking
She
about
hated the
the
stray cats.
uh-huh. Yeah, she doesn't like them. And she says, like, "Don't feed them." And I go, "I don't know if she feeds them, but I will tell her not to." Okay. And why? Tell me. What about her now? Oh, okay. Hold on. Um, so she had already died by the time you had this accident?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. She's just showing me, and I guess they ended up taking you to the hospital with an ambulance.
Yes.
They did. Okay. She showed me breathing mask and she put it on my nose. And then, but she's showing it to me by looking above me or like
Okay.
looking at me from above me. And I go, "What is this?" And she says, "Oh, tell her I was with her." I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" And she says, "When they like took her away." And I go, "Oh," and then she's making me hear so like the oxygen or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And she says they took her away, and she says I was with her the entire time. I said, okay, I will let her know about that. And so she was the big savior for that. And she says that, tell me, who? Irises, hydrangeas. Do they have hydrangeas or irises? What is that about?
She always had irises and hydrangeas and jonquils and lilies and
Jonquils.
everything growy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty. Okay. Yeah, she just went in my vision. It just started popping up like that, all purple and white. I go, oh, okay. And those are like her favorite things. And she says that,
She
ooh, I
loved
need you to,
flowers.
uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely. And she says, tell me, why? Where? Where are they going? There's an odd feeling that I have to tell you to get out of Galveston. I don't know why.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I like that you like it there. I like it there. It is really cool. Um, but it feels like for some reason from what they're like talking about, that if you stay, it'll just be like knocking your head into a wall. Boom, 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 over and over and over again. So it's like the things just won't align. It won't align. It won't fit. It
That
won't fit.
exactly.
Um, yeah. So it's like you need to move forward. Yeah.
Just don't know where or what to do. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you just think about it. You got to pray. You got to ask about it, and then they'll start pulling, pulling it up. Would you tell me? Don't move out of Texas. That's what they just said. Um,
Okay.
yeah, sorry, it was just a weird. I said, so where are they going to go? I said, could they go to Mississippi? Should they go to Alabama? Should they go back up there? And they go, no, no, no. And they're talking about how the climate in the future in other places will not be as good for you. And I think that's political. I think that's monetary. I think that's not necessarily heat, but I think that, what would be happening taxes wise and all that jazz. And so it's like, I'd want you to stay here. So I
Okay.
would even say, hold on, tell me where. I don't know. Hold on. Have you ever considered moving over to like League City?
We've been looking at Hitchcock.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right in that area, right in that line. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. Yes. Hitchcock, Santa Fe, League City, all that area. Yeah. I would
Hmm.
say do that. I don't want you to go any further. I don't want you to go like further in. I don't want you to go out towards Beaumont. I don't want you to go out the other way, Port Aransas or whatever it is. But it's like I like you to stay in that little cove for a bit, at least
Okay.
for like the next 8 to 10 years, and then you can shift again if you want to. I feel at that point you will shift again. Um, but where? Hold on. I think you'll have an inkling or a wanting to go back up to Maryland at some point or like be there, but it just doesn't
It
necessarily
doesn't,
feel like it's going to work. No.
it's not good for me. I've tried it.
No. Oh, really? Why? Why do you say that? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm interested.
Um, there's only three family members left there, and my
Oh.
mom and I do not have the greatest of relationships, and it's not good for me.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, so then don't go. You don't need to go. I just want to let you know that that may be the reason why in like the next 10 years there's a pull to up there and then back very quickly. It may be because like mom dies.
Okay.
And so it's like you go see it, but you're not staying. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put that like the latter part of 10 years. Boop boop. And they're talking about how, tell me, who are you? Who are you? Can you tell me
Yeah.
about
We're
this?
missing two people. I'm wondering where they
Yeah,
are.
I'm asking them. Hold on, come here, come here, come here. Let's see if they come in. Maybe let me find. Come here. Who are you? Yeah, your grandmother's like your main person.
I'm
Oh,
glad she is my main
yeah,
person.
yeah, she is. And we definitely have moved up a little bit from the son, the gentleman. Um, hold on. God. Okay, there's a guy. There's a guy that just showed up. Hold on. What? Um, okay, so I know you're wanting to connect with somebody named Bob. I'm gonna call him Robert at the same time.
Yep.
But yeah, but was he also in the Maryland area, but like from the East Coast area too? Okay.
That's my grandmother's son.
That's your grandmother's son. Ah,
Two of her
okay.
children are with her. I only have my mom left.
That's why. Okay, see, because we started talking about your freaking mom, and then this shows up. He goes like this. He goes crabs, 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 and that for me is Maryland for some reason. And that's why he says, oh yeah, 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 yeah. You get them, you cook them. They're good, they're good, they're good. Hey, how are you? How are you? He's a little bit more of like an open personality, whereas your grandmother is more like seated. And why? What do you mean? He like is funny. He likes your husband. He says like, what are you messing around with like this guy for? Oh, we like him. We adore him. What happened? Why? I don't know. He says, I didn't want to die, but death came to me. He is talking about being in, did they end up like taking him to the hospital and he like never came back out?
Uh, no, he died in his house, but he was in a
Ah,
hospital bed.
bed. Okay. He goes like this. He says, once they put me in that bed and he shows me a hospital bed or like this, he says, I never got out of it again. He's like, that's it.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how he knew he was going to die. And he says, oh, like, of course I was scared. He says, but when it got up to it, boom. And I go, oh, okay. And he's just talking about how, tell me, he got skinny. He says that, he's talking about how he likes his jawline, just like in a funny way. He's just like trying to make nice conversation. And he says that, tell me why. He seems like the fun one out of like your mom. He's so much better. And he just say like mom is maybe like has a stick in the mud. Do you think your mom is bipolar?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. He's just talking about that. He says, "Oh, she's a little woo-hoo," and I go, "Oh, what do you mean?" He's talking about the levels up and down. That for me means like bipolarism or something dealing with that. And he's talking about how, tell me, he just took a shot and then like slammed it down. So he's like partying or something, or maybe he used to drink a whole lot and he doesn't do it anymore. Like there's something that adds on with that. And he says, but he was in the military as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. He says, I said, why are you drinking? He says, where do you think I learned it from? And then he shows me a buzz cut. And I go, oh, okay. I said, okay, so this is military high and tight. And he's talking about how, was he in the Navy or was he in the Army?
Army.
Army. Okay, gotcha. Because he just showed me Popeye big forearms like that, which means like he's doing all the work. So it's not Air Force or the other one.
He
And
was
he's
a
saying
paper Uncle Bob. You were a paper pusher. Stop.
well, that's what he is sitting at a desk while he's doing it. So but that's just my symbol. And who? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. So he did like he says Fortune 500 company, but there's nothing like that. And hold on. Was he working in like finance and bookkeeping? Is like that's what he was doing?
In the military, yeah, he was
Oh,
like
in
the
the
paperwork
military. Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, he just keeps showing me that. I said, "What type of paperwork? Can you tell me about that?" And he shows me numbers and like all that jazz. And I go, "Okay." And he tell me, hold on. Did he end up getting like a divorce from his wife?
Oh no, they
Oh,
were
they were inseparable. Okay. He
in.
says that she had
Yeah.
a sweet little figure. That's all he talks about. But he makes me feel she's tiny. Okay. Um, I'll actually tell you what he said. He says, man, she had a sweet little ass. And I said, well, that's great. Thanks for saying that.
Thanks, Uncle
But
Bob.
yep, that also means that she's very tiny as well. But he said, uh, her instead of saying my wife. So like maybe they got a divorce and he still likes her. And he says that, tell me why he runs around here. He runs around here ever so often. And he likes, tell me, hold on, why? Okay, there's a really weird feeling. Hold on. Bob is essentially saying that there's his sister, I guess, so like the other aunt. He's saying that she's in a higher vibrational state. So she's in heaven or she is having a really good time. Did she end up like developing cancer like multiple times or something? Okay.
Yep.
He's just talking how she went through the ringer and how she is deserving of a break and how it hit her, really, really hard, and how where she's at, he also, oh, my spirit box just said my name. Interesting. And there it is again. And where she's at, she's in a higher vibrational state. He brings up reincarnation, which is weird. So I have no idea. Has she been gone for like 10 years at least?
2014.
Oh,
No,
yeah. So 10 years.
Aunt Becky was 15.
15. Okay, so it's coming up on 10 years. Okay, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so that may be a thing. We'll just have to see. And tell me. Yeah, your grandmother has staying power. Tell me. We'll just have to see what's going on. Hold on. Yeah, I don't feel her, but she's talking about it. But I can tell she's fun. It may be because she's up really, really high. But he's talking about her. So hold on. Tell me about her. I just heard a woman's voice say hi. That's her. Hold on. Come here. Hold on. She's dancing with somebody. She's dancing with somebody around, and I know she's not a dancing person. It's like if somebody has like string lights on outside, and they're
Girl, if the right song comes on at a wedding, this woman got up and danced like
that's
nobody's freaking business.
okay. Okay, that's what she's doing. It's like I'm
Like
watching her.
60s bebop, like
Yes.
dancing music. Yes.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
wedding without a fail.
That's what she's doing. She's in the background dancing with some guy. I don't know who that is, but like there's something going on back there. Maybe a
Maybe it's
friend,
Uncle Paul
maybe a
and they're
family.
still getting along. I don't, because
That could be a thing.
he
Oh,
passed after
yes.
her. Yeah, my uncle, her husband passed 2 years after her.
Okay, well, that's probably why she's showing dancing with a guy. That would be her. So they're trying to make this statement. So this is what I want you to do. I just looked at my time. I have to run. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be 10 minutes late. So I want you to know that, yeah, really cool session. If you need me or anything like
The
that,
only
email
thing
me
I
and let me
wanted to
know.
know was my health
What?
stuff.
Oh, your health stuff. Okay. I
Yeah.
think for right now, it doesn't feel like you're dying.
I don't think I'm dying, but they can't diagnose me. They can't
Oh,
diagnose. They've said fibromyalgia, but I'm finally to neurology. But there's a lot of things wrong with me that
yeah. What
I
are they?
can't, I can't, I can't stand up for too long. I get the shakes, I get nerves, I get tremors, I get
Yeah.
pain that is excruciating. Like I
Yeah.
can't breathe. Yeah, they've said fibro, but I don't know.
No, it's more than that. Have they talked about POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome?
My husband saw that on TikTok the other day
Mhm.
and said that.
I have that. I get shakes and
See,
tremors and I stand up too quickly and I can't breathe. And if I take a bath, I'm fucked. I fall on
yes,
the floor. Yeah.
yes. And it's gotten progressively worse since I had COVID last year.
Oh yeah,
Progressively worse.
absolutely. Yeah, I want you to
Okay.
go and look that up. I want you to go look that
Yeah.
up, study it. You're not dying. And then if you need me, you let me know. Anything. Okay.
When's the new candle come out?
Okay, it's coming out in well, we have it all. We got all the oils. We have everything. We have to let it cure. So in the next month, it's gonna be here. Okay.
I'm the fool that orders 4 at a time. So like,
Shut up. But they're
I'm that.
freaking good.
They are. I'm finally out.
Thank you. Oh my God, shut up. Well, it will be here. Give me a month. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I love you, my friend. It was
Love
beautiful
you. Thank
talking
you
to you.
so much.
You're welcome.